Oh, hey, Rick. I was like all wrapped up in the flatting, so I didn't notice you there. Yes, it is a new to the reader character. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I have like every day except for Tuesday afternoon is like for getting in the zone and for me to do some deep concentrated work, and actually these afternoons are like for me to just sit here and chat with you guys, so no problem at all. I'm glad you dropped by and said something. But yeah, actually, so I've been talking about how the next scene is gonna be like really long. I figured out that, so I did like the storyboarding for all the pages, and the next scene is going to be as long as the comic has been for the past 3 scenes. And it's gonna be all about this guy. So this is basically like his introduction to Netherrealms. Or this is the reader's introduction to him, actually. But how are you doing? Yeah, I'm really excited about it, because everything until now has been so floaty. I'm really excited to like actually introduce the main character, which has not happened yet. And by the looks of it, it's not going to happen for a while, just because there's some more introducing of characters to do in this like prologue part of the story. But it's important for the setup, like that we actually know what we're talking about, and that gives it's a bit more foreshadowing for the whole situation that the main character will find herself in when we join her finally. Yeah, I feel the same way. If I could fund it, I would be doing so many things all day. So you're gonna go the 3D approach for like your comic as well. Wait, was it gonna be like completely 3D, or was it gonna be? Because I remember you talking about like working with grease pencil and stuff, right? No, what was the other thing? Not grease pencil, but oh man, the other thing that like renders outlines. freestyle, that was it. So have you tweaked it a lot? Because I remember like thinking like, whoa, if I want to use this, then I will need to like do a lot of tweaking to get it to look like kind of like my style. Not that I really had a style back then, but I kind of knew. I knew I didn't want to want it to look like the freestyle out of the box thing. Solid enough to move forward. So does this mean that we'll be seeing pages soon? That's exciting, isn't it? Like once you've done all the prep stuff, and then you can like actually start to make the comic, and you're like, yay! I'm ready to tell the story. But yeah, that stuff is a lot of work. I realized that this month, June, is like the 1 year anniversary of me starting to like publish Netherrealms like storyboards. Yeah, rereading and like reworking is really like the key to having like a well-flowing story, because it can seem like a really good idea the first time around, but then once you start doing the thing, then you're like, oh, maybe I should handle this differently. I'm actually like tweaking things. I won't mess with the story anymore, just because I decided to like kind of like lock it and like be done with it and tell the story, like finished, not perfect. But I am like tweaking things like pacing and that kind of stuff until like the final moment. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so 1 year, 25-ish pages. So that means like almost a page every 2 weeks, which is honestly like not that bad considering like how self-funded everything is. Hey, Yithian! Hello! How's it going? What's good? I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, I already forgot. I feel like a goldfish. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I think. Oh yeah. It's good that I made like 25 pages in a year because like June is the one. June is the 1 year anniversary of Netherrealms, where I started in June I started posting the storyboards for Netherrealms for the first few pages. And so I did 25 pages in a year, which is like 1 page per 2 weeks, which I think is pretty good considering like all the other stuff, like how little time I have for the comic. I consider that like a pretty decent pace. Thank you. Pager duty. Yeah, I feel like anytime, if I prefer to have like appointments and stuff in the morning, just because I know that if I have an appointment in the afternoon, I know I could like be called upon or like keep an eye on the time, so I will be like distracting just because I know I need to do something later. So I can't imagine that being on pager duty is very distracting. Oh, no, I haven't watched it. I don't think it's available here yet, to be honest. I haven't really seen any commercials for it. What did you think of it? I've only seen like the intro and how everybody was like riled up because it was an AI intro. Did we talk about this last time? Can't remember. Oh man, were they like doing all the callbacks? Oh, right. I mean, I would be interested in that, but well, you said like you said it was good, but you wanted something else. I guess they could have maybe paste you through it a bit more with like doing it piecemeal throughout the episodes instead of like all at once. But oh well. I love drawing dog eyebrows. Come on. This is the best decision I ever made. To draw dogs in the comic. Oh, is it bingeable or is it like is it being released like on a weekly basis or something? Oh, right. Okay, so you don't really get a choice whether you want to watch it all at once or weekly, unless you wait. But who wants to do that? Well, I guess I do because I don't think I can watch it anyway. It's probably on Disney, right? Is it on Disney? Oh. I guess we can watch it. How old is like the youngest in your family? Is it appropriate for them to watch Secret Invasion? Oh, what? Oh, senior in high school. Okay, okay. You're in like that phase. You're like the soon to be empty nesters phase. I mean, I still watched like a lot of TV with my parents when I was a senior in high school. We would just like hang out tonight and at night together. No issues. Are you looking forward to being empty nesters, or is it like, oh my god, what will we do with our time? Hey, Adam. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I get that it can be like a tough transition, especially if you're like super involved with your kids while they still live at home, and all of a sudden they're like off. Though, when I went to college, like I used to come home like every week at the start, and then once I like it took maybe like half a year to 3/4 of a year or something for me to start actually like staying at college at the weekends and stuff. So unless they're like moving far away after high school, you might see a lot of them still. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Better now that the chat's filling up. This is more fun. Working while there's some people in there. How are you doing? Yeah, it took a while for... Rick was the first one to show up, like... When was that? 20 minutes ago, maybe? At least show up. I don't know. I never, like, check if anybody's just lurking, but Rick was the first to chat today. Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing better after last week. No, I'm not like trying to bash anyone for not being here. Like, obviously, it's a free country, but it's always like a bit. I'm always like a tiny bit nervous to see who will show up, and if anybody will show up, because like life happens. Something could be going on with your kids, or you might be on vacation, or whatever, and then you're not going to be there, and that's fine. But yeah, I never know if I'll be like quietly working today or actually talking to people. Yeah, wouldn't that be a thing? Look at this artist I'm watching right now. What? Weren't we talking about like milestones in our Scrum meetings? And KPIs and stuff. I can be in your meeting. I'll just like throw around some words. Pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I've been around enough like office people in my time. I'll just throw around some words and then do a mic drop and then leave. That was me. Do the thing. Good job today, people. Daily meet. See, I haven't ever done daily meetings, thankfully, unless they were like really short ones. Though, stupidly enough, if I were a manager, I would insist on daily meetings, like daily stand-up-ish things. If I notice that people would like not communicate with each other enough. Like I've heard from, like the bane of every team's existence, I think, is like not communicating enough and not knowing what the other person is like working on. So yeah, that's like something that's always like, you know, on my project managing mind is like, are these people communicating enough? Usually it's none of my business, but I can't help but think it. Where was the surprise? If you're working in a team, there should be no surprise. I seriously like interviewed with a company once who said like, yeah, we were working on like some, I don't know, some assets, and they only noticed that two people had been working on the same assets like after they were like being implemented into the game. Where the programmers were like, hey, so this is a double. And then they were like, oh crap, two people have been working on the same thing. See, that's the stuff that I would like to avoid. Yeah, I guess that's true. I think it also just depends on like the type of work that you're doing. I feel like if you're working on concepts, stuff can go so fast and people can like change a lot with their input, like, oh, what if you did it this way or that way? That I would feel like daily progress would be a thing. If you're just like, I don't know, working on a character and doing the modeling and stuff, then I feel like a check-in every couple days will be fine. But yeah, I'm like that kind of person that would rather like over communicate than not communicate enough and then run into problems later on just because of it. So like when I had like a commissioner who commissioned me before I left for Japan. And you know, when I got back, like I just sent them an email like, hey, I'm just like checking in, letting you know that I'm gonna be starting your commission next week. Just because we hadn't like talked in a month, and everything was settled, but I just wanted to like let them know like, hey, everything is still okay. You'll hear from me next week, you know? Though granted, that's not like a meeting. I think I like what they do on my husband's work. I think they took that from like Pixar or Disney or whatever, or maybe it's like standard practice. I have no idea. But anyway, they have like dailies, but instead of having a like an actual meeting, they have like a folder for every day and just stick in their progress for the day, so everybody can just have a look to see what's been done. Well, that's as a client that would make me nervous. So I'm just like trying to cater to me as a client, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I think in terms of like working, my first job, I didn't really work in teams that much. I just had like a boss that I answered to, and I did have like designers um that I like worked next to, but they were working on like different, because it was like designing DVD sleeves. So I was just like making a sleeve and then handing it in and whatever, and my boss had to approve it, and that would be that. And my colleagues didn't really have a say. But in my next job, I worked with an art director, but then also, so I would like usually be like either a 3D artist or a storyboarder. And especially as a 3D artist, I would be working with other people a lot and actually like checking with them, like, I don't know, like 3 times a day or something. Just because things changed so quickly, and we needed to like check in with each other to see if like, I don't know, if I was like using the right proportions for the thing to integrate into the image well enough, and if for example, it had to be like designed for web and offline use for like print use, but it also like had to show well to our colleagues, our marketing colleagues. So yeah, I would like be working together with that person and checking with them like 3 times a day. So, and those were, I would consider like those people. Of course, there were like senior designers and junior designers in that sense, but when we worked in a team, we kind of like worked together as like a peer, apart from like the art director who had like kind of like a final say, but the designers did have a lot of input. Like if they had a good idea, then that would just like be implemented, obviously. Well, I mean, Adam, again, nothing's set in stone. Like, that's just the way I like to work. Um, I'm not really trying to. As long as you're communicating enough, and your clients don't feel like they're being left in the dark, then you're doing a good job, right? Hold on, my computer's whining at me again, so I will take a break and I'll be right back. Yeah, that ghosting for months on end. I don't well, maybe it's like experience that I know that like it's so much less painful to just own up to the fact that you're gonna be like late or you're not gonna be like able to fulfill some kind of thing than to ghost and like run away for months on end. Like, I've done both, and I just know that like just being upfront about it is less painful. Yeah, hi, I'm back. Sorry, I was like rereading your thing and just continuing my train of thought. Bye, Yithian. Have a good day at work. I'll drop by in your meeting next time. So have you been working on any new commissions, Adam? You think it's a World of Warcraft character? They haven't like told you? Ah. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Wait, what are pauldrons again? I forget. Oh, that's the shoulder stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty wowish. I've had an increase lately of commissioners who like send in an inquiry, have like a good timeline and budget, and I respond to them, and then they don't respond to me anymore. Where I'm like, if you're not interested, then why are you even sending me like an inquiry? Why are you even making the effort of like sending me anything? I don't get it. Yeah, it's weird. Like I mean, I've been ghosted before, obviously, but it was always like from people who did like had no budget in mind, and then I got back to them with like some pricing, and they would be like, "Whoa, no way, that's way too expensive." But yeah, this was like right on budget, and then they, I've had it twice now where they just don't respond for some reason. Really weird. But yeah, I mean, I do have the commission that I got like before I went on break, and I'm wrapping up like the D&D dress up commissions that were part of like the Kickstarter still. I actually wrapped up one yesterday? No, last week actually, but I released it yesterday. It was really cool. Like, I'm pretty proud of how it came out, and I think it's really cool that like it was a commission that I got to like add to the pack as well, so everybody gets to benefit from it, so I'm really happy. Yeah, oh yeah, I did send a reminder, or not like a reminder, but like, hey, I just wanted to check in since I don't think I got a reply yet, but nothing. No, I don't know what happened. But yeah, it was just weird because it like happened twice in a short time, where it was like, okay, this never happened to me before. Yeah, oh well. I've kind of like given up hope of like commissions being a sustainable way to make a living. I don't think like commissions for me have never been sustainable enough to actually make a living off of, so I feel like it would more have to come from Netherrealms and possibly like D&D dress up if I want to like actually make a living, and then like supplemented by commissions. But I was actually like looking for that's also what I've been working on this week. I've been thinking a lot about like how to get like more community input, or like, because I feel like there's such a strong potential for community around D&D dress up. So I want to like concentrate it somewhere, like not on Twitter or whatever, because people are leaving there as well. But I wanted like one place to like have the shop and the updates and like polls that I could like poll people on like what character they want to see next and stuff. So I thought like of doing that on Ko-fi, whatever. But the way they handle VAT is cumbersome for me. So I don't really want to like do. It's fine for like the occasional tip, but I don't want like any major transactions to come from there, because it would be a hassle to keep up with, I think. But then Patreon announced like their new rebrand thing. Have you seen it? Oh, okay. Well, I thought, because it was like the afternoon that I was looking at Ko-fi. Oh my god, what do I call it? I never know. Coffee. I'm gonna call it coffee. So I was looking at coffee, and that afternoon I got an email like, "Hey, you could sign up for the waitlist thing." And like coffee. Okay. So the cool thing about it is that they're introducing like a shop option. So I could like have the shop there, and then I checked yesterday, and people who are not patrons can also vote in the polls. And they're like making the membership, like you can also be a free patron now, or not now, but like once they've migrated to the new system thing. So people can just vote in the poll. So I can basically like have everything centered, and then maybe I've been thinking about like, because people have been so generous with the packs and stuff, so I'm thinking like maybe people will want to throw in like a couple $1 a month just to like support the pack, and then I'll give them like some early access stuff, and give people like the pack for free once it like releases if they're a patron, Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't really feel like they're making like significant changes in the sense that like it's going to feel more social. I feel like they're trying to transition it more towards like feeling like an actual community. So yeah. But yeah, and they do like handle taxes and stuff. So even if like nobody becomes a member, like even just having the shop there together with all the polls and stuff would be pretty cool. Well, yeah, I wouldn't like I wouldn't merge it with the Patreon that for Netherrealms, just because I split I focused my Patreon on Netherrealms like for a reason. And I feel like there's a big overlap between the audience for the comic and the audience for the comic and the D&D art packs, but they're not the same. So I feel like it would be confusing for like the messaging and stuff. That's also why I separated the my Twitter and stuff. Yeah, I basically have 2 Patreons. And then like there would be different fees for it just because like my Netherrealms Patreon is still on the founders rate, and the new Patreon I actually already made it, but so it's going to be like on the new pricing tier, which is like 8% instead of 5%. But that's still, like almost the same as what other platforms are charging. So, except for like coffee, but it's not. That's not like they're not providing enough services for me to actually like use it as a main source of income. Because I do not want to spend more time doing VAT remitting and stuff, which is why I've kind of like stayed away from it so far. Except for like the occasional gift that I get through there. Oh, whoops. Wrong colors. But yeah, also with like Reddit being shitified, as Moose educated us on yesterday, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure where I'm gonna get my commissions from anymore. Though it does sound like you have some repeat clients already. That's good. That's great, actually. Well, I mean, you could like try and like guide them somewhat. I mean, something else will probably crop up. Like, I've seen a lot of people talking about like Lemmy and K-Bin or something, which is also like a community thing. So maybe that will be the new Reddit. Yeah, you could even like consider just for like the sake of building an audience on your newsletter or Discord or whatever, do like a raffle there, like doing a commission, like a portrait or something, and then raffle that off just so people sign up. Twatter blue. Yeah, that might actually be a good idea too. Though I'm not really sure, like, I'm really curious how good the reach, how much better the reach actually is if you have like a check mark. For $8, I guess it can't hurt that much to try. Oh, you've heard like experience? Sis? I actually don't know anyone who's actually gone for the verification thing. Yeah, I like at this point I just want to like stay away from it in principle too. On principle? In principle? Whatever. Out of principle. Oh, I actually have no idea how that goes. I try to like stay away from them just because I hate like the whole principle of it. I won't unfollow like people who have a blue check mark, but I don't want to see only blue check mark stuff. I wonder how scientific their methods were with the improved reach, like posting the same thing again, or actually like keeping track of like how many views and how many likes and how much engagement you get and stuff. Because like if you buy a verified thing and then start posting all the commission sales stuff, then obviously your reach will be worse because nobody like really engages as much with the commission stuff as like, I don't know, some cool fan art or whatever. So yeah, that would definitely like have an impact in a bad way, but I could explain that. Yeah, maybe like a jumping ship post will do very well. Like on Instagram I got, I don't know, maybe like 10 likes on my posts for months or a year or something, like a really long time. And then I made a post like, hey, I'm quitting Instagram. This is the reason. And I had like 300 likes or something, like a lot compared to what I usually had. It was like, well, thanks a lot for this goodbye, nice send-off, I wanted to say. Jeez Louise. Wait, what do you mean attaching the link elsewhere? What? Oh, like so. But if you don't post there anymore, then why do you like even advertise it? Just in case. So much of social media is like just in case. Like people saying not saying like commissions in their posts, but going like C0mm is just in case. But it isn't an alternative. Okay, whatever. I mean, sorry. I have like strong opinions on Instagram and how it's not really worth investing time into the platform. But you know. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, that don't like how many people do you reach for with a post? Like 12. To your newsletter. Hey, Pro. Welcome. Twitter. A lot of social media is gross. That's the thing. Goedemiddag. I mean, you could try Mastodon, Adam. Like, I've had a pretty positive experience there. No commissioners yet, but I do have like 1,300 followers, and it's like consistently growing. Like, people are actually still looking for people to follow over there. Yeah, I mean, what to do, I guess. No, you don't. You don't need to be invited. I think you can just like go to mastodon.art, unless you could also try dice.camp, because that's like more TTRPG stuff. I've been considering like staying on mastodon.art. Like I've been considering splitting up my Mastodon profiles too and staying on mastodon.art with Netherrealms, and then going to dice.camp with like my commissions and stuff, just because there's like more D&D people there, or like TTRPG people there. Though, you know, it shouldn't matter that much anyway, just because like you can talk to anybody on any server as long as they're not like muted. No, I mean it would be like Twitter. If you have like Twitter, multiple Twitter accounts, you'd have to like log in and log out, you know, to post on them. But if you just have like the commissions thing, then you can just post from your mastodon.art profile, and people on dice.camp would be able to see them, as long as the instance is not like blocked by your instance. My instance to be very active. like, to be super honest, like, I haven't been like browsing. Adam, if you still have questions, like, don't hesitate to like ask or ask later or whatever. But yeah, I haven't like browsed a lot just because I'm like so sick of all the stuff that comes by. But I think it's pretty active. But there's not like a lot of. You can't follow hashtags, right? Or can you? I can't remember. But I do, like, in terms of like what I post myself and like how people respond, I get oh right, like, so maybe, but you can like just you can follow, like, you can search for a topic in the whole federation, right? Instead of just like having to stay on your instance, from what I understand. So you wouldn't like be confined to your own instance. Like, I have people from all kinds of servers following me on Mastodon.art. Like, they're from Dice Camp or Eldritch Cafe or whatever. But you could always move, like, what was I saying? I think I was saying, like, oh yeah, so, like, if I compare the engagement I get compared to like the number of followers I have, because like on Twitter, for example, I have 6,000 something, 6,500 followers or something for Netherrealms on my Netherrealms account, but I am lucky if I get like 30 likes or something on a post nowadays. Whereas on Mastodon, I have like 1,300 followers, and I get the same amount of, or like, I don't know, like 30 likes and like some boosts and stuff consistently, you know? Plus, like, people taking more time to actually talk about something, and so yeah, it seems like more engaged overall. It hasn't like led me to any commissions yet, but I never really got commissions from social media. Some. I got most from Reddit, I think. But yeah, moving your profile shouldn't be too hard from what I've seen. I haven't done it myself yet, though, but... Yeah. That was, oh yeah, that was with Adam and Ryutsu. Because, Nika was saying, was saying like, I wish we had like a co-working space. And I was saying like, if we want to like even at the commute times, then we need to make one in the ocean. Yeah, it's nice to dream, right? When are we setting up? Well, my schedule frees up like somewhere next month. So if you could do like some location scouting before then, so that we, you know, can like waste no time in viewing the properties. A castle in the sky. Because I'd like to be dry. I think my computer would also like to be dry. I think we need to crowdfund the office though. Like ask some people if they'll pitch in for the rent. Oh man, my husband told a story about like an acquaintance of his who, or like a friend of a friend kind of situation, you know, who set up a GoFundMe because they like bought a house, but then they bought like a plot of land and a prefab house to like build on it, but then they got scammed, and so they're out like 250,000 euros or something, and they have no house, and so they set up a GoFundMe like, hi, we need to recoup some of these costs. I know. That sucks balls. Jeez. Poor people. How do you even... Oh, man. How would you even, like, go on living after that? Like, what would you do? Jeez. Yeah, I was saying like to my husband, like it's insane that you can't even like you can't insure yourself for that kind of stuff, right? Like the guy who got scammed out of the house money, usually for like I don't know a broken house, you've got like insurance for like a storm insurance or something breaking down or whatever. But this is just like gone. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Oh man. Like my first instinct is to think like how can you be so stupid? On the other hand, if it's like some guy's dad, then these people just probably didn't like know any better or something. Yeah, definitely. Definitely terrifying. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. Like instead of AI being used for like all the shitty jobs that humans don't want to do, it's going to be used to like trick people out of their money or whatever. It sucks. And even those dodgy links, I click them sometimes. I've been fooled by a phishing scam once. Luckily, I recognized it before, like actually filling in a password or something. But, geez, I did not notice it soon enough. Yeah, exactly. They're no longer targeting just the stupid, gullible people. Which is kind of like, it's making me think like people will be less trusting, and so our world will become smaller again, like after it like expanded humongously after, the invention of the internet and stuff. I can totally see people like going back to working with like only people they knew that they've been like referred to via and stuff. So weird. I'm also like nowadays just immediately suspicious of any email that I didn't initiate somehow. Like any email that I get out of the blue is like, hold on, where did this come from? it's been okay for me so far, knock on wood, but I do get like these really weird German like office emails, and I get like emails for a lot of like dog toys. Also like a lot of tech stuff, obviously, but those are easier to filter out just because, you know, there's like I don't do any sex commissions, so I can like filter out all the words pretty easily. But then the dog toys get a little harder because it's like, apart from just the brand, how do I block this email? I find it really annoying if they send like a barrage of stuff. You know, when you open up your email in the morning and then you get like 10 new emails, but it's all spam. It's like, Jesus Christ, people. And all the same, you know, like, oh, buy this new office chair. I'm like, Jesus Christ. If I don't click on the first one, then I won't click on the 10th one either. Yeah. Oh man, I got so many of those when I was like commissioning, or when I like sent out one LinkedIn post looking for like a web developer to develop like the D&D web app for me, to like look for I wanted a quote. And I got like so many emails where they were like, oh, let our agency work for you. We have a team of engineers that are ready to develop your app for you. I'm like, holy crap. Have you even read the post? No, you haven't. I do not have the budget for a team of engineers. Okay, so guys, I'm actually gonna leave this for the next stream, because after that, I'm gonna be out of pages to like do on the stream for a while, probably, unless I like finish up some pencils for next week, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Well, yeah, next week and then the week after that, actually. So, thank you for hanging out. And for this scam PSA. Yeah, exactly. That's always the language they use. Oh, have a good holiday, Rick. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.